All right, I'm going to be going over Trigger's first week of training, some of the things that we did. First of all, one of the things that we love to start all of our dogs on is this platform right here. It's called Place. You may have done this with him in some sort of fashion. Maybe you haven't. But what we're telling the dog here is that going onto this platform is not optional. And when we give it a cue, we mean you're supposed to stay there. You're supposed to go there and you're supposed to stay there. It's a great tool for addressing home manners. It's a great alternative to crating the dog. So this is just the beginning, first few days of working with him. We were just introducing the concept of pressure. This is another thing that I'm going to be going over here in a moment. It's introducing the concept of pressure. And we're using it for everything. We want to let the dog know, we want to let Trigger know, just like every dog we work with, that pressure is nothing to be afraid of. It's nothing that is bad, okay? We don't want to save pressure for only when we have to use it. We want to introduce it, as you've seen it in the video a couple of times. Now, Trigger, obviously, he looks like he could not care less about what I'm doing here, but this is also the first day or two of us doing this. This is just a sort of a compilation of several training sessions. Not all the training sessions that took place this week, but some of them. By the time we get to this clip, you can start to see now there's a bit more clear of an understanding of this picture. He's much more connected to me now. He's not completely turning his back on me, and he's showing that he understands the concept of this boundary. And we're applying it in a home setting, which is great. Another thing that we're doing with him is teaching him how to sit. Now, I'm sure Trigger knows how to sit. Every dog knows how to sit. The question is, will they do it on cue? Will they do it when we want them to do it? And as you can see in this video, you can actually see me introducing again the language of pressure. I'm not popping him into a sit. I'm not choking him to a sit. But I am, in fact, adding some pressure right there to let him know this is part of the equation. This is very, very valuable that we do this. A dog that is not comfortable or familiar with the language of pressure, they end up not fully understanding the whole concept of manners and other things. Because pressure is going to have to happen, okay? Even if we do this purely positive, pressure will be part of the equation. Regardless of what tool we use, even a harness or a no-pull harness, a gentle leader, those are all tools for which pressure are used. So now we're doing a little bit more place right here, and as you can see, there's pressure turns off when the dog goes in. This is just early beginning introduction to this language. Good things happen on the platform. When we say free, that means get off the platform, and then I said place, a little bit of pressure there, and then the pressure goes away when he gets on the place. This is the dog learning that this is a mathematical equation. The dog understands. The pressure goes away when I do this. There's a subtraction there.
Place.
And as you can see, the form of pressure, the amount of pressure that we're using here doesn't even affect his demeanor, which is good. That's what we want during the introduction phase. We don't want the dog to be upset.
Free. Place.
Now here we're going to be doing a little bit of distance there to let him know, hey, regardless of where you are, when we say plays, run to it. So it's a little bit of that. Doing this in a few weeks can be doable with some dogs. But I'm starting with that just to make sure that we push him enough. Now he's really showing he understands the boundary here. I went to drop something off. Now there is obviously distance. I also have two dogs outside. There's a little bit of a fence there at the end of this back porch, and I have two of our dogs are out there, so there are some distractions. This is not a sterile environment. So Trigger is doing very well. Now the training equipment comes off. Now we're gonna put on the exercise equipment. It is important for every dog, Trigger included, to have exercise. A dog that doesn't exercise will be a difficult dog to live with. So exercise is something we're implementing in his life.